Check, check, check. Hey, welcome back to the whiskey addition. That's as in adding to the collection, the selection, or whatever we want to call it tonight. First off, this concoction in the fancy crystal decanter was put together on the last video quite a while ago, well, like 50 some days ago, right at the beginning of the government shutdown. This is the FURLOUGH mix. Go back to there and you can see everything that's in it. It was awful then. Oh, and it's probably awful now, but we'll give it a try before we get into it. Didn't get any better. So, got that going for me, which is nice. The bubble. I think we've all heard a lot about the bubble. This guy here has not been affected by the bubble. He keeps buying. So the bubble, I've tried to pop the bubble. I can't seem to pop the bubble. When I was in Arizona recently, I bought this. Maybe this was in the last one, I don't remember. This Booker's. Which batch is this? Master Distiller's batch. Because I can't read. I've got a Master Distiller's batch already. 2024-03. I thought I was 2025-03. I thought I was going, hey, this is great. Down at Rum Runners, pick that up. Waste of $105. Well, it's not a waste. It's just, I had one and I wanted it to be the new one, and it's not the new one. So, got back up here, went over to the QFC, over in Renton, saw Lee, Bourbon Baller Lee. I picked up an F Cancer, Penelope. I think that's where is that where I got that? Where did I get this? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think I got this Penelope F Cancer, FU Cancer, and the Penelope Creme Brulee, which I heard is very sweet. One of these days I'll get that open. And while I was there, he says, oh, you got to get the barrel proof rye, A925. I think this is going to be new, 12-year, 3-month, 108 proof. He did not, I was there today, he did not have any of those, but completely out of sequence, I picked up the Jack Daniel's single barrel rye, which is 135.3 proof. So what is this one? 108, 135. This one didn't, it's not age dated. There is maybe a little bit of lore behind this barrel proof rye that it tells you what rickhouse, what the barrel and the bottling date and all that is. Barrel house 106. It could be in the same ones, the same barrel house or the rick house as Tanyard Hill, but I don't know. So picked up one of those. This, I don't want to say it's completely to keep the relationship. That is a little bit of it. I had some purchases, which you'll see in a minute, come up that I kind of committed to keep. But I wanted to say, Lee, I'm going to buy from you when I stop by. So that was a good buy at that rate. Something else I think I got there was this 100 proof aged 9-year Woodinville. So I've got an 8-year somewhere over there, and I think another one that I picked up. So I've heard the 9 years really good also. Picked that one up to have on hand. And I think while I was there, no, that's not right. I was gonna say I picked up this Fortaleza. That's not true. I got a guy, and the guy said, hey, I think we have these on the shelf. And so I called my neighbor and said, hey, you wanna go over there? And he picked it up for me while I was at the office. So those are a little challenging to find these days. Got an extra one of those. What else? Oh, how about this? Weller 12. When you spend a lot of money at the big box and you're on their Grand Reserve and you put in for the thing, the raffle, I won this on a raffle, and they're flipping through the pages of everything. Like, they must have had 100 bottles of that. I felt special for about a minute. I took this bottle with me, not this specific bottle, but another one I had on my week-long vacation to Maui. Had that as a sipper and a drinker all night. This is Kupu from Maui Brewing, but I didn't get over there this time because I had this. Didn't need to. But I thought I'd wear the shirt. Where did I get this? Yeah, okay. Another one of my trips to the big box. Sweet wheat. And it's always a bummer when you think, oh, I found one, I finally found one. They had it on the shelf and I was able to buy it. They had limit one. You always look for the limit one sign because they may not have more than a couple. And I was reading through one of the blogs today and they said, finally done with this sweet wheat, it's no good. Like, oh, great. So I got that going for me. Down the street, which we'll come back in a minute, she got me in the 25A Stag. So I think we're up to C already up here in the Pacific Northwest. We typically don't see these as fast as everybody else. So hopefully the B will be coming and then the C. It's like they dropped all of a sudden. What else did I pick up? Oh. The guy here in the Bourbon, Pacific Northwest Bourbon area, Bourbon C, Washington Bourbon House, privately selected this 12-year-old old log cabin. Alcohol by volume 76%. So this is 152 proof? Holy crap sticks. I had a sip of it. Didn't drink like that. Distilled in Indiana. Bottled by Old Log Cabin Distillery, Seattle, Washington. So I don't know if it was 12 years. I don't know how long it was here for 12 years. It was, let's see. We can read the back. Treaty Alliance, blah, blah, blah. Years past 1840, Old Log Cabin first distilled. Century and a half later, honor this long-standing fellowship nation French oak bourbon from a whiskey born in a new American oak barrel before being resettled in French oak wine casks to age for another 10 years. Wow. Okay, so that's dark. Dark. 10 years. So 2 years and then 10 more years in a French oak barrel. My gosh. I had a sip of it, but 152 proof. See, I'll pull that up there real close. So that'll be fun to get into. Hopefully I can have some people over and we can enjoy it together. That's going to be something special. Speaking of something special, apparently it is the 50th anniversary of the Seattle Seahawks, which is just, I don't care that much, but you know what? I know people who do care. And so whenever I'm able to find a bottle such as this that has been signed by a guy, I looked him up earlier, Tuilupu, Marcus Tuilupu. Fortunately, he put his number here, 51, so I was able to go back and look up who all the number 51s had been, and this is kind of weird there, but I got a couple of these. And here's the thing, these were in the back room at the Safeway, and he was showing me something else on the shelf, and I wasn't interested in it. But I go, what's that? And that's what happens. These kids that they have, well, I guess Legend isn't really a kid, but they don't always know what they've got in the back. So if you have the opportunity to kind of peek in the back and go, oh, what's that? Well, these were the signed versions that weren't out on the shelf. They were on the shelf in the back in the closet. And so I was able to pick up a couple of these. They make great gifts. I'll probably keep one just to have in the inventory because it is record-setting decibel version, and they're both the same version. This is bottle number, I think that one's bottle number 100, and this one's bottle number 88. So I got those I'll give as a gift, at least one of them as a gift. I didn't realize when I got up to pay for them that they were like $94 out the door each. I had 3 of them, I put 1 back. But I did notice while I was in there, they had the Jim Beams also signed by him. So this will be a much easier gift. I've got this, I got 2 of these right here, these 2 right here. Look at that. That's just great. So make a great gift, but I have to wrap one of the gifts, and rather than wrapping the bottle like a dunce, I went and I bought this. Was $13, so it's the same Jim Beam product. It's just that this one is just the regular Jim Beam. And what I'll do is I'll take this guy and I'll put it in here, and then I can wrap this for the raffle that we have. We wrap a gift. See, now it's all signed. You wrap the gift, and then everybody bids on the gift, and it's got a glass and everything in there. So that'll be a good gift for the raffle. This will go on the shelf as just a mixer. That'll go as a gift for Thanksgiving. And then while I was there at the Safeway, this Devil's Cut was on sale for like 18 bucks, maybe even less. It's normally like 30. It was over more than half off on the red tag. So why not? In for a penny, in for a couple pounds. And as such, I'm down at my local pusher down the street, and she says, I've got this coming in, and it was actually there. And she said, I said, well, what's the price on that? Because I know what it is at some of the other places. And she was higher than like 50 bucks. So I said, that's a little high. I want to keep the relationship, because you never know what's going to, come up, and you're going to be that's where I get these. Pay a little more, but at least I know that she thinks of me when it comes in, and I appreciate that. And so it's beautiful. Limited edition box, Knob Creek on that side, and I like Knob Creek fine. And I heard this is very good. Is it $200, $300 and some dollars good after tax? I don't know. So Prisoners share 25. This guy was also on the shelf, and I saw that at the same place I got this guy. And he said I guess High West says these should be marked at like 240 bucks. Nobody's buying these at 240. Nobody was buying them at 200, apparently. So she kind of evened out the price between this one and this one, because she could say, well, she can work on this one, but she couldn't work on this one so much because this was priced by somebody else. But she could work on this one, and so she dropped this one down to compensate for that. So I think there's a video I saw it the other night where the guy goes and he buys a bottle, but it's on sale, so he uses the savings as the justification for the purchase. So I guess that's where we are with this, but that's okay. So like I said earlier at the beginning of the video, what bubble? I've tried to pop the bubble and it's not popping. There's a couple things I'm looking for. One hasn't hit up here, so when I travel I look for it, and that's the Eco Rare 12. The beacon is the one I've been looking for, the Wild Turkey beacon. I've seen them, and they're as expensive as this guy. God, and the tax is so oppressive. But like I said with something else, in for a penny, in for a couple pounds, or in for a milliliter, in for a liter, maybe, was probably more appropriate in this space. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Cheers to the end of the furlough and getting a paycheck so I can be an idiot. So cheers again, and we'll catch you the next month. See if I can hold it back for another. What have we got? Thanksgiving week, and then December, 5 weeks. See if I can maintain for 5 weeks. And it's allocation season, and things are dropping, so I'm I'm not, yeah.